This is English shorthand dictation number 192 and the dictation speed is 160 words per minute. Ready? Start. After independence, the founding fathers of the Indian Constitution emphasized on separation of powers amongst three branches of the government, namely legislature, executive and judiciary. The Indian judiciary, led by the Supreme Court of India, plays a pivotal role in upholding the rule of law and in balancing the societal interest on one hand and individuals' freedom granted by the Constitution on the other. The unprecedented conditions due to COVID-19 pandemic presented a number of challenges and pervaded every aspect of life in India. Since during the pandemic, courts, especially the Supreme Court of India and the High Courts, could not have been shut down completely, a number of initiatives were taken to ensure access to justice by adopting and adhering to new and advanced technologies. Notwithstanding multiple problems and unprecedented challenges encountered during the pandemic, the Supreme Court of India was not locked down even for a single day, and in fact a large number of urgent matters involving fundamental rights and protection of vulnerable sections of the society were taken up for adjudication via video conferencing mode. The Supreme Court of India continues to focus on upholding the rule of law and on ensuring effective administration of justice while following precautionary measures in accordance with the COVID-19 protocols and guidelines such as social distancing, sanitization, wearing of masks, etc. As it is rightly said, milestones are reached with small and consistent steps. This annual report reflects all the recent initiatives and achievements of the Indian judiciary and the steps and measures taken to promote a more litigant-friendly and accessible justice delivery system. I am sure that all the stakeholders in the entire system of judicial administration in the country would find this annual report very useful in broadening the horizon of knowledge and understanding of the Indian judiciary. After its inauguration on 28 January 1950, the Supreme Court commenced its sittings in a part of the Parliament House. The court moved into the present building in 1958. The building is shaped to project the image of scales of justice. The central wing of the building is the central beam of the scales. The Chief Justice's Court is the largest of the courts, located in the center of the central wing. Article 124 of the Constitution of India deals with establishment and Constitution of the Supreme Court, inter alia, prescribing its composition, qualifications of a judge and mode of appointment as a judge thereof, and procedure for removal of a judge from office. There is also a provision for appointment of ad hoc judges under Article 127 and attendance of retired judges at sittings under Article 128. It is a court of record as per Article 129 and has all the powers of such courts, including the power to punish for its contempt. With its extensive powers under Articles 32, 129 and 145 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court of India stands out as the forum for redressal of grievances, as the guardian of liberties and rights, and also as the final arbiter in most disputes, not only between individuals but also between states or between the union and states or between individual and state. As an appellate court, it can hear appeals from the High Courts on civil, criminal and constitutional matters. The Supreme Court has the appellate jurisdiction over all courts and tribunals in India. The Supreme Court can review its own judgments. In its advisory capacity, it answers references by the President of India on any question of law or fact of public importance which may have arisen or is likely to arise. The Supreme Court is designated as the custodian of fundamental rights and rule of law. Article 144 mandates all authorities, civil and judicial, to act in aid of the Supreme Court. Interwoven into these powers is the power of judicial review, the power to strike down such legislation or executive action as may be violative of the provisions or the basic structure of the Constitution or inimical to the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. The court has the authority to pass any decree and order as is necessary for doing complete justice under Article 141 1 of the Constitution, the law declared by the Supreme Court is binding on all courts within the territory of India. The Supreme Court exercises a wide and powerful discretionary jurisdiction under Article 136, which is unique and is aimed at doing complete justice rather than strictly following the letter of the law. Article 32 of the Constitution confers a right to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights, and also power on the Supreme Court to issue writs for the protection of such rights. Further, for doing complete justice, the Supreme Court is empowered under Article 142 to pass necessary orders. The Supreme Court thus wields a unique jurisdiction unfettered by the strict letter of the law. The proceedings of the Supreme Court are conducted in English only. The Supreme Court Rules 1966 are framed under Article 145 of the Constitution to regulate the practice and procedure of the Supreme Court. The present strength of Supreme Court judges is 34, including the Honorable Chief Justice of India and 33 honorable judges. The strength of the judges in the Supreme Court at the time of its inception was 8, which has been increased from time to time by amending the Supreme Court Number of Judges Act 1956. The Supreme Court has jurisdiction over a wide range of cases. Its jurisdiction is generally classified into 3 categories, namely original, appellate, and advisory. The Supreme Court of India is empowered by Article 131 of the Constitution of India to entertain original jurisdiction exclusively with regard to any dispute between the Government of India and one or more states, or between the Government of India and any state or states on one side and one or more other states on the other, or between 2 or more states if and insofar as the dispute involves any question of law or fact on which the existence or extent of a legal right depends. In addition, Article 32 of the Constitution gives an extensive original jurisdiction to the Supreme Court in regard to enforcement of fundamental rights. It is empowered to issue directions, orders, or writs, including writs in the nature of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, and certiorari, to enforce them. In accordance with the power conferred under Article 71 of the Constitution, all doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with the election of a president or vice president shall be inquired into and decided by the Supreme Court, whose decision shall be final. Apart from this, Section 25 of the Code of Civil Procedure enables the Supreme Court to transfer any case, appeal, or other proceedings from High Court or other civil court in one state to a High Court or other civil court in any other state. Moreover, Supreme Court can also transfer any case involving same or substantially same questions of law pending before it and one or more high courts in certain contingencies to itself as per the provisions under Article 139A. Furthermore, the Supreme Court has all the powers to punish for contempt of itself. For this purpose, rules have been framed in exercise of the power under Section 23 of the Contempt of Courts Act 1971, read with Article 145 of the Constitution of India. The Supreme Court has very wide appellate jurisdiction over all courts and tribunals in India. The appellate jurisdiction is exercised under Articles 132 to 134. According to Article 132, an appeal shall lie to the Supreme Court from any judgment, decree, or final order of a High Court in the territory of India, whether in a civil, criminal, or other proceedings. If the High Court certifies under Article 134A that the case involves a substantial question of law as to the interpretation of this Constitution. Apart from the above, Supreme Court also has the discretion to grant special leave to appeal under Article 136 of the Constitution from any judgment, decree, determination, sentence, or order in any cause or matter passed or made by any court or tribunal in the territory of India. Further, the Supreme Court of India has the jurisdiction to decide a statutory appeal whenever any legislation provides for appeal to the Supreme Court. A number of special statutes provide for an appeal to Supreme Court. Article 143(1) of the Constitution of India states that if at any time it appears to the President of India that a question of law or fact has arisen or is likely to arise, which is of such nature or of such public importance that it is expedient to obtain the opinion of the Supreme Court upon it, the President may refer the question to the Supreme Court for consideration. The Supreme Court may, after such hearing as it thinks fit, report to the President its opinion thereon. The President may refer a dispute of the kind mentioned in the proviso of Article 131 of Constitution to the Supreme Court for opinion, and the Supreme Court shall, after such hearing as it thinks fit, report to the President its opinion thereon. In addition to the original, appellate and advisory jurisdiction, the Supreme Court also exercises its powers on public interest litigation. The Supreme Court under Article 137 of the Constitution of India has the power to review any judgment pronounced or any order made by it. Review petitions are disposed of by circulation as per listing procedures. However, in death sentence cases, oral hearing has been made permissible, limited to 30 minutes as per the verdict in Sonu Sardar versus Union of India. The Supreme Court can reconsider its final judgment by way of a curative petition on limited grounds after the dismissal of review petition.